I'm Charles Strong III of Strong Counseling Solutions LLC. We offer on-site counseling in Gretna, Louisiana, and board-approved online counseling throughout the state of Louisiana. For PLPCs seeking to become licensed, we offer supervision. And for mental health rehabs, we offer services of assessment, psychotherapy, and consulting. Today we're going to be discussing the psychology of expectations and St. Valentine's Day. Now, if you've been following my videos or checked some of the older ones, you might notice that I did the psychology of fear and Halloween last year. And in that one, we briefly covered the history of the holiday leading up to now, and we'll do that here. So, as one side of the story goes, the Roman Emperor Claudius II, way back in the 3rd century AD, executed at least 2 men named Valentine on February 14th on different years. Claudius felt single men served as efficient soldiers because they weren't burdened with partners and families, so he outlawed marriage for young men. A priest named Valentine disagreed with the decree and continued secretly wedding lovers. Claudius found out and put him to death. There's another bishop others suggest as the original Valentine, who was also beheaded by Claudius. Ultimately, the Catholic Church honored Valentine with St. Valentine's Day. Another side of the story that the Christian Church put St. Valentine's Day in the middle of February to Christianize Lupercalia, a pagan fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and the Roman founders Romulus and Remus, and this involves sacrifice of animals for fertility and purification. Now, poets would romanticize the holidays with paper cards in the Middle Ages, and during this time the holiday was also associated with the beginning of birds' mating season, which lent a more romantic element to it. In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution led to paper cards, formerly handmade, to begin production in factories, and these cards would become more ubiquitously mass-produced as technology improved. Over time, cards would be paired with gifts of candy, flowers, and so on. So that just about brings us to where we are now. So, what sort of cognition is wrapped up in Valentine's Day today? Expectations are a large part of Valentine's Day for a lot of people. One person may be deemed loving and good only if they plan something special and execute it perfectly, avoid giving gifts they've given in the past, remembered everything that didn't work in the past and avoided those too, exhibit punctuality, and essentially reading one's mind to determine just what the other person wants. Now, these are incredible and impossible expectations most of the time, but expectations that many hold for St. Valentine's Day every year. There's so little room for success and so much room for catastrophe. Just think of how factors like financial situations or neurodivergence can interact with all these expectations, and you might imagine the strain that could fall upon relationships that seemed so much healthier just a week before. Existing issues that weren't considered as big a deal may be highlighted and magnified when thrown in with the Valentine's Day mix. So is Valentine's Day worth all the stress? Consider what the holiday means for you. Now, Valentine's Day brings in more than $14 billion in retail sales every year. So if you thought that marketers are tapping those expectations we discussed a second ago to get at your wallet, well, you're right. If you're in a relationship, you can remember what brought you together and what keeps you together. Odds are it was considerate conversation or hand-holding or watching sunsets, intimate feelings that can be isolated from gifts of chocolate and giant teddy bears. Even better, reflect upon these with a partner, either by verbally reminiscing or writing them down on a card and giving it to them. Don't assume the other person can read your mind. Keep communication open. Help by making dinner or putting the kids to bed, and a shared experience like a movie night or dinner can create more positive memories to be fondly recalled over time. And hope isn't lost if you don't have a significant other during this time. If you're feeling down and left out at this time, maybe reframing can help. So list the positives of your situation, whether it's the feeling of independence, freedom, or an ease of doing things you'd like to do to appreciate yourself. If you don't want to be alone, feel free to spend time with friends or do things with others to increase feelings of happiness and satisfaction. Always remember to be kind to and love yourself. That's our talk for today. Hope you learned something or found something interesting. You can find more videos like these on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. We'll be back next week with a new video. So until then, thanks and be well.